Greetings! What is up, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is shining and the magpie is casting. Coming at you guys right now with a live 1 versus 1 battle featuring spawning in the west. It is going to be the Soviet forces of CoH2. And spawning in the east, it is going to be the Overcommand West forces of Luna. So yay, 2 new players here, fresh to the channel. But it is their battle that was the top-ranked auto match battle that was going on when I came to cast. There were a couple of other names that I recognised whilst I was browsing the live game lobby, but thought I'd take a gamble here on 2 untested, untried players and see what they can bring to the table in the field of combat on the map, which is Semyosky. Unfortunately, not the winter variant, which is definitely my favourite variant of the Semyosky map. But you know, whatever. We'll have to see what's going to go down between these 2 players now. Luna's bulletins, actually. He's got the cool Obersoldaten bulletins, so kind of nice to see there. Hopefully, he's going to be bringing the elite troop spice later on. CoH2, he's got SU-76 bulletins, so that's pretty cool. I don't normally discuss bulletins because they have such a minor impact on the game, but I just thought that these players both seem to have quite sensible bulletins, so I thought I'd mention it. Yes. Now it looks like we might have a scuffle about to start here in mid. Yep, Storm Pioneer's going to be opening fire on these conscripts who are going to abort the construction of those sandbags, I would have thought. Yep, there we go. You know what? It's a pleasure to actually finally cast Overcommand. I have not cast them in. They've just fallen off the radar of Overcommand. Like, no one is playing Overcommand. It's really sad because I really like them, but yeah, they have just basically fallen off at the top end of play. I haven't seen Overcommand at the top end of the auto match lobby for like, I don't know, weeks. I don't really know why that is. It could of course just be coincidence. But yeah, for whatever reason, Ostia basically are like the Axis faction in the game, it seems, at the moment. Now, are these penal troops already coming out? Hooray, they are penal troops. So CoH2 here, staying true to his bulletins, he is actually going to be using the penal battalion. So that indicates that the special, what is it, the special, what is this tent called again? It's the Special Rifle Command, there we go. Has been the rifle command of choice, or the building of choice, I should say, for the Soviet player CoH2. So he's going to be going up to 2 squads of penal battalion at a fairly early juncture. This fight right now going in the way of the Axis, I guess. Well, he's losing his Storm Pioneers to the penal battalion, but he's winning with the Volksgrenadiers against the conscripts. So kind of a bit of a tie, I guess, but 2 conscripts for 2 Storm Pioneers really does put the Soviet player ahead at this juncture, it has to be said, so that's pretty good. Here comes another squad of Volksgrenadiers, though, and that's now 10 rifles hosing down these poor conscripts. They really need to GTFO. They are not going to be able to weather that kind of fire for very long. CoH2 being very brave and not falling them back. I would have fallen them back for sure. I think he'll still have to fall them back. Like, what good can... What can 2 conscripts do against such reckless hatred, you know? Like, this is just too much for 2 conscripts. And anyway, so now the penals, they've left the church here so that they can fire with more of their guns, but without the benefit of that heavy cover, they're actually getting cut down to size. Wow, Volksgrenadiers, if they are standing still and in decent-ish cover, which was probably, yeah, that cover probably did affect that battle, they seem pretty good. So now he's going to get the church here, which is a fine prize. Wow, he's not going to take the church? I think for sure you take this fight from the church, right? Yeah, here we go. So yeah, finally Luna going to get those Volksgrenadiers into the church. His Volksgrenadiers in this building are actually contributing, so I'd love to see him bring them up to the wall, but actually he's going to fall this squad back, so now they've got no one to support. Looking at the opening build here, seemingly Luna going up to 4 squads of Volksgrenadiers, so quite a Volks-favoured opening here. No second squad of Storm Pioneers, no Kubelwagen. The Schwerer Schlepper truck is now on the field, and it's positioning itself in the base, so I think we may see a mechanized... No, actually, it's very close to the main HQ, so this is probably going to be a battle group at HQ in base. Yeah, it is. You can just see that on the map. Here it is, the battle group at HQ now beginning to deploy. And here comes the scout car for the Soviet forces. So expect to see a flamethrower coming on one of these squads. Here it is, yeah. So the flamethrower is going to come down on the penal battalion, and the battalion are going to jump in the scout car. And we're going to have some flamer clown car action. I wish if you had a flamer in the scout car, it actually... We need a mod that actually makes... If there's a flamer unit in a scout car, it actually makes that noise. That would make me so happy. Just kind of drives around the place, and there should be like an activated ability which costs like 5 munitions, where you like hit the horn and it goes like like, I don't know, somehow that makes the flamer do like 10% more damage or something because everyone's laughing so hard. I don't know, whatever. What are you talking about, Magpie? This makes no sense. Anyway, another fight going to be taken here. Penal Battalion up in the Dream House. The scout car going to be coming up to the north. Find some Volks it can probably abuse. The battle group at HQ is, I think, still constructing. Anyway, here comes the Faust. Bing! Gets a good hit, and now those Volks are going to fall back. The Scout Car not really facing the right direction to get a chase here, so no chase will be forthcoming. And some STG upgrades. I did spot the STG upgrades coming up on one of these squads of Volks at least. That squad that's falling back has STG upgrades coming. So 2 STG 44s, the powerful assault rifle, going to be broken out of the armory for those Volks Grenadiers. Lucky, lucky Volks. And some mines, indeed, being placed here by Luna in quite a spicy position. And you have to admit, actually, in response to an early scout car from your opponent, this makes, you know, incredibly high amounts of sense. This makes, you know, great sense. This scout car, the engine broken, is kind of annoying, actually. Going to have to go and find those engineers. And a Dansak is now entering the field. The spicy Dansak, where is it? Here it is, the spicy Dansak entering the field here. Now, that means CoH2 has chosen his commander, and it will be the Lend-Lease Doctrine. Been a while since I've seen Lend-Lease played, but it's always a commander I like watching. Very transformational. It does let you take lines of play and go for builds and approach teching in a way which you cannot do otherwise. Like, it's as transformational as Mechanized Assault Doctrine is for the Axis, for the Wehrmacht faction. You know, like, if you want to, I've seen players play techless Lend-Lease, where you basically just don't really build any tech beyond, like, maybe your support weapon Campanaya, and then you just rely on these units. I've even seen people go fully techless, but that's so risky. You know, not even throwing a single tech structure in favor of just using, you know, Dansaks and the half-track guards and Shermans. But I mean, that's so risky. Sometimes it works, sometimes it even looks good, but I think at the high levels of play you cannot do that. It's just, you know, any opponent worth their salt will identify it and punish you. So I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, Dansak here finally gets revealed, gets into a sweet position. These Volks Grenadiers will have to get out of here. Yeah, we go. The Dansak just does brutal damage. No metal detector yet on these engineers, so these mines could be a hazard for them. The Scout Car is back, and the Flamer is back in it. Oh no, finds the Storm Pioneers. Uh-oh, this is an expensive unit. Oh, but drives into the hedge, which enables the Storm Pioneers to get some lead here. Oh, but it's not enough, and the chase is on. This could be a squad wipe. The chase is on. What's that from? Anyway. Oh no, additional penals in a great position. That will be a squad wipe. Brutally executed squad wipe there. CoH2 getting himself his opponent's most valuable unit on the field at the time. That was, oh god, please stop screaming. That was gross. That was really good. So fair enough. LMG 34 is on the field, getting some work done in mid, and we've got mixed skirmishing all across the north of the map. Oh no, looks like these Volks here do get a Shrek down, so they're not going to get run down, but damn, that was looking tight. Flak half-track just now entering the field for Luna, so that's going to be the sort of fuel unit of choice, I guess. And this is an appropriate, I mean, you know, that flak half-track beats everything on the field right now, except possibly the Dansak in a bad engagement for the Soviet player. So that's a really nice choice. I like it from Luna here. And there we go, instantly causing a fallback there. And that's going to enable Luna to kind of reconnect some of his supply and try to get some map control back. He may even be able to find this scout car before it's had a chance to repair its engine, which would be really nice for the Overcommand player. Now, another Schwerverbach Schlepper is making its way onto the field, indicating that Luna feels ready to take another tech choice, judging by the amount of fuel he has. I mean, he's a couple of minutes away from having Schwerpanzer HQ fuel, so I reckon this will be for a mechanized regiment. And I quite like that, and I quite like that on this map as well. Of course, that will give him access to the Werferman, which I think does really well on this map. Having a rocket launching half-track on this map is really good. It's very hard to actually punish that rocket launcher half-track. Because of the way the map is so constrained. But actually, hang on. This truck is actually moving out onto the map quite far. So maybe he does want to make a Schwerpanzer HQ. But if that's the case, this is very early. This is like mistimed early. If this is for Schwerpanzer, which it probably, well, he does show a preference for Obersoldaten. So I would say he was probably feeling inclined to get one actually. Then that that Schwerverbach Schlepper is just early, way too early. He doesn't have nearly the 120 fuel he needs, so, and he won't for like 2 more minutes. So that is just early. He could have had another decent squad out here. No, he could have had like a light gun providing some indirect fire, for what that's worth. Lol, please buff light gun. Or he could have had, you know, another squad of Volks. Not that he really needs another squad of Volks, but you know, or he could have just had like, you know, more Storm Pioneers. Another LMG 34 would have been good. Then he could have had one in the north and one in the mid, which would have been really nice. So I think that this Schwerverbach Schlepper, bit of a misclick maybe from Luna. Maybe he accidentally meant to click on a Kubelwagen or something. I have no idea. Dansak is slowly leapfrogging forwards in mid, gets into a nice building here, but the flak truck here is going to put some damage onto it, and then is going to relocate. Going to try and regroup with its friendly forces here. Oh, at some point someone hit those mines there. Didn't actually manage to catch that. So, whoops, sorry about that. But yeah, these mines have been detonated, so must have gone to some good, because you can see the crater here, so they were not defused, although there is now a metal detector out. T-70 going to be the choice, and that lines up really nicely, actually. I mean, look at the army in the top left for Luna. None of these units answers a T-70. What the? His flak half-track goes down to the Dansak. Sorry, I totally missed that as well. Jeez, Magpie, please pick yourself up with the coverage here. The casting is... Anyway. Anyway, yeah, so these Volks are going to come forward. There is a Faust, and that will connect. So the engine going to be broken. Whoa, this Dansak on turbo low. Wow, the Dansak gets picked off, actually. So he will be able to pick that Dansak back up, will Koi-chan, if he's able to. Yeah, I think he will if he wants it. But wiping the veterancy off that unit's really nice, and having to reman it is inconvenient, to say the least. Whoa, these Volksgrenadiers are on 5 men, but they're so low. So they're going to fall back here before the T-70 can get fully repaired and chased. Rakettenwerfer are going to be the choice here for Luna to add some hard AT, which he does need against that T-70. And a Panzerschreck upgrade has actually finished on his Storm Pioneers, so that's also quite nice. That'll give him another tool he can use against the Soviet light tank as it now comes in. It's going to receive the wrath of that Shrek. No, going to miss it, actually. So, oh no, now these Storm Pioneers, oh god, just getting terribly gibbed here. The Schwerpanzer HQ did come forward to try and make the... Sorry, the Schwerwehrmachtschlepper did come forward to try and make the Schwerpanzer HQ, but I think he's worried about it getting spotted and rushed by a T-70 right now, as he would be. He does have the fuel and the manpower, though, to create that if he wants it. It's risky, though. It's risky. Meanwhile, there is a fight going on up in the north, or there might be about to be a fight, as we've got Volksgrenadiers and a squad of engineers in the hood. Koi-chan taking command in the south, though, which is really nice. But you know what, actually, what I haven't commented on this whole game is the scoreline. And Luna has opened himself up like a really nice lead. It's like, that is quite sweet, actually. So he does have some time to work with here. Having said that, I do prefer Koi-chan's army, though. It's just a little bit pokier and much more, like, the initiative lies with this army considerably. This is very much a defending, reactive army here for Luna. So, anyway... these Volksgrenadiers are going to maybe escape. These Penal Battalion on the fallback here, going to make life very hairy for this one falling back Volksgrenadier. The T-70 is chasing. That should be a squad wipe. Oh, there's the autocannon shot. He gets one more shot, and it's a miss. Now these Volks are here. That will be a Shrek. That will be a Shrek and a Faust, possibly a double Faust here. Considerable damage coming down onto the Soviet light tank, desperately scurrying away for its life here. The Shrek here from the Storm Pioneers. Yep, that's going to be the KO blow there. And picking himself up his opponent's light tank there is Luna, so nicely done. A slight overextension from the Soviet player, but you can't blame him. There was a squad wipe going, and to be fair, I think he was unlucky not to get those Volks in a way. So, yep, I understand the motivation for using that T-70 in the way he did. These Volks are going to GTFO, going to have to fall on back, and it looks like the Soviet player is all set to take mid. And that'll be really nice for him, actually. Like, Luna is basically falling back on all fronts, and Koi-chan is taking really sweet fights, which is quite spectacular, really, when you given that his army is a bit smaller than his opponents. And, like, you know, a third of his units are, like, weapons teams, you know, these Dansaks. So that's not too bad. Oh, is this Dansak going to get a lovely, lovely arc on these Volksgrenadiers? Oh... Sure, there has to be an incendiary here. For the love of God, there has to be an incendiary. Up, too late, and the Dansak here coming through for the backstab here. It's going to complete the set piece on these Volks and cause them to have to fall back. Now the Schwerpanzer HQ has gotten deployed in an okay position. Now's when you wish you were the British forces here and you could like use remove cover demo charges on these and just get rid of this hedgerow here. Maybe take down these buildings, and that would give the Schwerpanzer. I mean, look at the radius here. You can see the dotted line. So without these line of sight blockers, the Schwerpanzer HQ really would be, you know, busting some Soviet skulls. But that's not going to be happening. I wonder what the easiest way for the Overcommand is actually to get rid of these buildings. There isn't really one. Anyway, Obersoldaten are going to be the choice, and I do like that. If you look at the army here for Koi-chan, like, it's very susceptible to Obersoldaten being entirely infantry based right now. So a smart choice for Luna, definitely a smart choice. And Koi-chan is going to have to buff the size of his army a bit. I mean, he's got a smaller than average size Soviet army anyway, because the remember the Dansak costs 300. It's quite expensive on a per squad to call in basis. And he's also lost a scout car and a T-70. So, yeah, his army not as big as you might expect from a Soviet player at this point in the game, but it is punchier. I mean, these penal battalions are really nasty now. He's got decent veterancy, he's got flamers on them, and he's got 2 Dansaks, which are also, you know, among the premier machine guns in the game. You know, their damage is intense. They are like a Maxim on steroids, which is most Axis players' nightmare. So, yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. Just checking for mines here in mid. I can't see any. There's probably some on the screen right now, and the entire of like anyone watching this are going, Magpie, there's mines right on the middle of the screen, and you're saying you can't see them. It's usually what happens is I say something and it's like right on the screen and I miss it. Procasting for the win. You'd think I'd be okay at this by now. I've been doing it a while. I can't really use the noob on the block excuse much longer, can I? Anyway, LMG 34 finishes up on these Obersoldaten, and they do take up the God Church, and they're going to start hooning on in. Second squad of Obersoldaten coming here for Luna, which I'm absolutely not surprised by. And if he can babysit these Obersoldaten into the sort of late mid-game and into the late game itself, you know, they should have decent veterancy. Once you get them to 3-star, they start being really brutal. I mean, 2-star is like the bare minimum you need for Obersoldaten to actually feel good. And then if you can get them to 3, 4-star, 4-star is utterly devastating because that's where, of course, they can start suppressing, and that's absolutely just hard times for any infantry unit they come across, which is really nice. So yeah, savvy early investment in these Obersoldaten, and hopefully, if he's able to keep them alive, we'll be rewarded here for Luna. For Koi-chan, let me just check the tech here. Okay, so he has gone to max tech here. He has the mechanized armor campaigner. He has the tank infantry battalion command. So he's not sitting on his heels tech-wise, despite having gone for the oh, there's a grenade somewhere, incendiary up here. Despite having gone for the Lend-Lease tactics, incendiary comes down on this Dansak, which is actually just sitting and burning in it, which actually really hurts. Oh my goodness me, a lot of damage coming off that incendiary grenade. Very nicely done there. These LMG 34s are getting really annoying, actually. He's managed to... Luna's gotten one into this building, which means that Koi-chan's, choke with this bridge coming into the middle of the map is now, like, controlled by Luna, which is really nice. Luna also, actually, with some Volksgrenadiers harassing down to the south. So, whilst Luna doesn't control the north of the map at all at the moment, he is at least making inroads, substantial inroads in mid and south. Which is nice. And actually, most of the Soviet units... all of them but one, actually, have fallen back at the moment, which is always key, a key indicator that a big swing is coming. I think I like positioning this machine gun so it's facing this way, like down here, a lot better. But, you know, hopefully Koi-chan will get round to that when he can. Oh god, this bridge is suicide. Why are they trying to come across the bridge? There's two MG34s covering this. That is a horrible combo. You do not want to try and get over that bridge right now. That's just never going to go your way if you're the Soviet player. You have to try and break out somewhere else. Now here come the PPSH guards in the reinforcee half track, which is a nice call-in. It is a nice call-in to have access to. So the M5 here is going to chase a little. How much does this call-in cost? 35.40. That's such a bargain. I really like this. Lend-Lease is such a good commander. And now we've got the M4C Sherman coming in, which is a fine medium tank. Absolutely, you know, this thing is a very lovely medium tank. I think it's better than a Panzer. It handles like a Panzer IV, but if you ask me, it's a little bit better, except that its veterancy ability is absolutely pants, of course, because it's that bloody secure mode, which all Soviet tanks are lumbered with, which is awful. Now, fight being taken here. Rakettenwerfer in a lovely building picks up the M5. That is annoying for the Soviet player. And now there's Obersoldaten and Storm Pioneers here. These PPSH guards can't take this. They need to fall back. If they stay for a grenade, the grenade is probably going to be okay, actually. Gets some good damage. The M4C comes in, but these guards need to get out. They are going to get out. Now the M4C is here. But look, the Rakettenwerfer is still here. And there's a Panzerschreck. This M4C cannot stay here. Oh, he's staying here way longer than he really ought to or need to. If one more shot comes out this Rakettenwerfer, it's bad news. Oh! Oh, that was the hit or miss Rakettenwerfer, which made or break, which could have made or break this game. Uh-oh, he could get another shot off the Shrek even. He's not going to get it, I feel. No, he's not going to get it. This M4C going to sneak away, but playing it so close. And I think if you're going to go Lend-Lease tactics, opening up with the penal battalions is all good and well, but it means you don't really have very many conscripts to make use of your conscript repair package. So repairing this M4C is going to take quite a while, because he's only got the one squad of engineers, and we all know Soviet engineers don't really repair that fast. Do they get a repair speed buff? Okay, yeah, at Vet 2 they get a repair speed buff, but I mean they are not Vet 2 yet, so... interesting. So, I mean... I don't know. Like, this just seems to be going swimmingly for Luna. Like, look at the size of his army. It's really quite good. And it's normally the Soviet player who leverages, you know, having superior unit count on the map. And this is enabling Luna to kind of close the door. Luna's actually gone ahead and chosen the Panzer Elite Doctrine as well. So have we got a Storm Tiger? No, we've got a Panther. Okay. So it looks like he's chosen this doctrine and he really wants to use the AP shells on the Panther. Which, who can blame him? They are very spicy. Especially since that they were fixed a little while ago. Pardon me. Okay, so Koi-chan is just kind of gently moving out onto the map. But look, if I crack the tack, I mean, he needs some map control, like, right now. He's about to be under a triple cap. He's managed to re-establish his fuel. And to his credit, he's actually built a fuel depot here. So his fuel income's actually not going to be too bad. He's going to be able to continue calling in Shermans. He's nearly repaired that first Sherman that he has. Oh no, he is not actually going to finish repairing it. I would always advocate finishing repairing your tanks. But anyway. And now he's going to go for a move out in the south. And I really like this. Like, he knows moving out here is always going to be hard. The Axis player has some nice cover and had an MG34 in this building. I mean, probably Koi-chan doesn't know that that's moved, so I like going to the south here a lot better. It also lets him use the mobility of this Sherman, but I mean, there is a Panther on the field now. Let's check the camo here. Panzergrau, really? Rolls eyes, tusk. Okay, now Koi-chan tries this bridge, and he's brought with him a Dansak and some guard, some penal with a flamer, so yeah, there we go. Those Volks are going to have to fall back. Oh, okay, those are shoe mines. Oof, I wasn't sure if those were shoe mines or Soviet mines, and they are indeed shoe mines, so they're going to not blow up on their fallback, which is nice for the Soviet player. Sorry, for the German player. So okay, we've got a fight being taken here. The Schwer Panzer HQ actually finding an angle between these buildings to get some hits onto the Sherman. AP ammo is used on the Panther. And now the only AT threat here, as far as I can really see, is really this Sherman. So the Panther is just able to move freely in this fight. He's gone for the Panzer Commander upgrade. Okay, I didn't expect that. And he's using emergency repairs here. Why is he using emergency repairs? I thought that only takes care of critical damage. Did he have a critical? I didn't see a critical. Anyway. Oh no, the Sherman has managed to find the mines. Oh god, and its engine appears to be royally screwed. Heavy engine damage is what's gone down there. So, okay, this Sherman now moving in bullet time. We've got to get out of here. But the engineers are here, so they're going to try and repair it. Now, the question is, does Luna know that this stricken Sherman is here? Because I don't think he does, or else that Panther would be making a beeline for it. So the question now is, how long will it take, or indeed will Luna be able to get eyes on this damaged Sherman? Because if he can, that would be great if he could get up here with his Puma. With his Panther. That's got to be a play he wants to make right now. Now, Koi-chan's managed to secure the Northern VP, so he's now on slow bleed instead of turbo bleed. But he's still at 166 under 448, so he's getting lent on heavily. Here comes another M4C though, so that's kind of cool. 2 M4Cs is actually slightly worrisome for a Panther. The guns on those M4Cs are quite good. Like, they will pierce Panther armor occasionally. Not every shot, not from the front, but if they can get around the sides or rear, you know, then they are seriously threatening. Anyway, here comes the Panther. Oh, it's not set to prioritize vehicles, though, so wasting a shot into this Dansak building, and a strike is being called in. That's the Panzer Commander artillery strike, which it seems that Koi-chan is not responding to, so we're going to get to see that hit, I think. No? Oh, here it is. Okay, it's just really slow and terrible. There it is. I mean, how much does that even cost? It's like 120. God, it's so bad. I really think that ability is terrible. Look how long it took to arrive and how few shells arrive. For 120? No way. I might pay 80 for that, maybe. But I just don't really like it. I actually think that the Panzer Commander is just awful. I never use it, even when I take this Commander. I just value the MG42 Kunzelmann way better. Anyway, fight being taken here, and this is a fight that the Panther wants to take. Both of the Shermans are in its frontal armor, and it can use its superior range and its better cannon here to just trump these Shermans. And this Sherman, still, the engine is not repaired, so it cannot actually get out of there. Faust going to come down here, maybe, maybe not. Shrek is also in the hood. Oh no, oh goodness me, this is a brutal fight here being taken by Luna. Gets the top Sherman. And now he'll shortly get this Sherman because it just can't escape. And this is going to put some handsome veterans here, I think, on his Panther. Okay, he's going to give these conscripts the respect they deserve because they may have AT grenades, although Although we know that AT grenades were never researched for CoH2, so this is a little bit of a bluff conscript squad here. But anyway, they are going to keep this Panther back. Oh no, the MG34 though is in a great position to cover this Panther, which is going to try for the other Sherman now. He surges forward. I believe he's using... No, that was just a road advantage. Okay. Yeah, he finds that Sherman. An attack round should be sufficient to finish this here. We'll see if he's going to use that. Bang, there it is. But it's going to miss. So the Sherman will linger and persist for now. By the way, Storm Tiger on the field. LOL. So things are about to get really quite out of hand. Actually, this Panther is beginning to trade badly with the Sherman here. Whoa, that Sherman is just getting some spicy attack rounds through. Okay, now the Panther just finds a shot where it can actually see. That'll be the end of the Panther. Of the Sherman. And I feel like that might be getting close to the end of this game because CoH2's running out of VPs. His army's taken a real battering. I mean, his core infantry is alive and does have good veterancy. Okay, here comes some penals just like ooh-rahing on in. But I mean, he doesn't have the backbone he needs to deal with Panther Storm Tiger, you know? Like, Panther Storm Tiger beats everything you see here in the top right of the screen. And that's before you take into account the fact that these Obersoldaten are a developing concern. You know, they're going to get to 2-star quite soon, and once they get to 2-star, it becomes quite easy for them to get to 4-star. And that will lock your infantry out of the game. You know, that's a real concern. Oh no, Storm Tiger here is actually going to take a shot. Brace yourselves, boys. Yeah, and that'll be an end to that Dansak. So the Storm Tiger is going to back up. In fact, you know what? No, CoH2 just says, all right, buddy, you got me. I cannot beat a Storm Tiger and a Panther, so but not on this board, not with this many VPs, not with this army. So CoH2 gonna tap out here, and as I switch into post-mortem mode, I don't know, it's hard to say exactly where that battle went wrong. I liked his opening using the penal battalions and the clown car, and he did get good value out of that, killing his opponent's Storm Pioneers early on and forcing a number of fallbacks, also forcing a number of Fausts, which was probably munitions that Luna would rather have been putting into squad upgrades and mines on the map and stuff like that. So I think that the opening paid for itself, but I also think if you're going to be going for Lend-Lease Tactics Commander later on in the game, opening up with a lot of penal battalions means that you aren't getting any real value for money out of this conscript repair kits. And we saw that the repair rate on the Shermans was actually a real limiting variable that game, because like the first Sherman came out, got heavily damaged, and was never fully repaired and took a long time just to get back to 80% health and come back to the front. So I feel like the two Shermans weren't very efficient. And then like that Sherman being damaged so then it hit the mines here. Yeah, that's right. So then that first Sherman hit these mines here, got heavy engine damage, and that actually kind of killed both Shermans, because it meant that like the second Sherman had to try and fight to protect its wounded sister Sherman, and that just made this a really easy fight for Luna with the Panther in this position, the two Shermans here. Like, there was just nothing really that was going to go CoH2's way. I think CoH2 probably had to just cut his losses there and leave the wounded Sherman and just get out of there, because he's never going to take that fight at that range with those support units, and you know, and under those circumstances he just can't take that fight with two Shermans against that Panther. So I think he has to just leave the engine damaged one and try and like do something else, because that was just a losing fight. And I think at that point, when this fight was concluded and the two Shermans went down more or less for nothing, that was when CoH2 was really out. And then the nail in the coffin, of course, the final nail, was the Storm Tiger. So nicely played there from Luna. Nice to see OKW being played. Nice to see OKW taking a win, I won't lie. Yeah, for Luna, I think, for CoH2, I just think a good composition, but he was never able to get to that critical mass that you normally associate with Soviet forces, where they've got like a much bigger army than their opponent, and they appear to be pushing, you know, all over the map, and no matter how well Axis are doing, there's always kind of, you know, one or two unmarked Soviet squads eating up ground on the map, and it all just kind of gets a bit too much for the Axis players. That's usually how Soviet wins kind of look and feel. But CoH2 never able to get to that stage, so nicely marshalled there from Luna. Yeah, one more thing before I sign off here. Remember on Sunday, that's this Sunday, August the 7th, starting at 12 GMT, I'll be streaming a best of 7 between the two top homeworld players for my money. That's A-Gamer Anks and Sparrow. Best of 7 series should be really good fun. If you're just kicking around at home on Sunday and you just fancy hanging out and having some RTS banter with us in the Twitch chat, then yeah, come and hang out. It should be really cool. So yeah, thanks very much. This is Magpie842 signing out.